Today, we are trying to understand what the French freshman showed us all on American Missiles, what scouts and the top players of the National Basketball Association think about him, and in general, we will try to assess his perspective in terms of success in the NBA. Well, let's get started. For those who don't know, let's start by telling you what the essence is and why the recent matches in which Victor took part so much excited everyone. The Metropolitan team competing in the French Championship flew to the USA for 2 friendly meetings, where Victor and his gang had to play against the best teams of the G League. He will fight with the top prospects of the draft for 23 years. More precisely, the top avenue, to show the scouts and the best NBA players what Victor is capable of personally. What came out of it? Let me tell you. So, having held 2 meetings in America at the time of recording this video, Wembanyama literally shocked the NBA world, eclipsing any of the loudest and brightest match of the preseason. Although, to be honest, there have been almost no such yet. How did this happen, you ask? Well, first of all, the first confrontation in which Metropolitan fought with Ignite. It was notable because it was the most hyped match between freshmen. For those who don't know, Wembanyama is in many wet drafts, taking 1st and 2nd place right now. Scott Henderson, who played for Ignite, has about the same quotes. So many scouts and just basketball fans were waiting for their personal battle, and I must say that both players met their expectations 100%. Secondly, before the start of the meeting, Wembanyama underwent a default procedure for measuring anthropometric data. And already, here it became clear that if this guy gets into the NBA, then he overnight becomes one of the most successful players in history. In short, the height of the Frenchman, according to the latest measurements without sneakers, was 225 centimeters. The arm span is 244 centimeters at all. Third, it's the game itself. How did it turn out? According to the scouts, there were about 200 people at the match, one of the best in the history of student games in general. It is clear that these are not exactly students, but by age, everything is quite suitable for itself. Victor and Scoop proved to all the spectators throughout the fight that they are considered top prospects of the upcoming lottery for a reason. Compared to his recent appearances in the EuroLeague, Wembanyama looked more confident in terms of the game and more massive. His throw, which caused so many questions, has now become a real weapon, against which even the bigmans could not find an answer. Plus, the threat from him came not only near the basket, where he could score the usual dunks almost without jumping, but even because of the arc. 7 out of 10 in the first match. This is an impressive result for any player, and knowing that Wembanyama has a growth far beyond 220, then such a state line can be called elite with confidence. Plus, it is important to note that neither in speed, nor in ball control, nor in defense, the French freshman did not lose. What makes him really a player of a completely new formation? Conditional Chet Holmgren, who is now injured. As for me, I could not boast of such activity and effectiveness on the parquet, so that you understand why everyone is now so actively discussing the person of Wembanyama. Let me show you a couple of episodes from his first match where his entire arsenal of skills is demonstrated. Pay attention to these very episodes. Scott Henderson is certainly a very talented guy with excellent speed, good release percentage and ball control, but even he does not always succeed in attacking Victor. And since any attempt to break the distance for a jumper ends either with a contest or with a block shot at all. Yes, a couple of times, of course, having run into blocks, Scoot realized that Victor's weak side is timing and footwork. Where having identified a weak one, you can simply find options for attacking through the passages. But for the rest, Henderson had to suffer when he got a Frenchman in exchange, although it would seem that the difference in height is enormous. Or here's another great example. Tell me, when was the last time you saw players about the height of Yao Ming who can easily use sidesteps on the arc or crossovers, able to easily close all 5 positions in defense? To be honest, I can't name them right away. Of course, you can recall Arvydas Sabonis, but he did not have such dimensions, a set of skills. You can even remember Giannis or Kevin Durant, but at the dawn of their career, they were not much like today's Wembanyama. And just imagine what the NBA's physical fitness system can do to him if he doesn't get injured over the coming year, or he won't change his mind about going to the best league in the world. Although what should happen for this, I honestly don't understand at all. In this case, in my opinion, he will turn out to be an unstoppable player that no one has ever met before, who will also have the title of the highest player in the National Basketball Basketball Association. Now, officially taller than 7 feet and 3 inches. Only Taco Fall is listed, who is going to go to China, plus Boban Marjanovic and Kristaps Porzingis. But who of them knows how to do this? Please answer in the comments. It will be very interesting to read your opinion, but let's get back to the game, because we definitely have something else to look at. Victor gets the ball on the arc, makes a pump, fake, attacks Miller's weak leg, then pause, step back, and attack. Miller recovers his position well in the final phase and contests the shot. But where are Henderson's hands? And where is the end point of Victor's ball release? They are at absolutely different levels. Even if Miller hadn't been in the recovery position, he still wouldn't have had a chance to effectively close out Wembanyama's throw, and then either a hit or just a release or a foul, as in this episode. What does all this tell us? Yes, that talking about the uniqueness of Victor and his limitless possibilities is not some kind of dummy. Over the past 2 matches, in which Scoop played unfortunately only once, having been injured in a collision with Victor, Wembanyama has hardly met any competition. 73 points in 2 matches for the center. This is something beyond and something new. I didn't say that the Frenchman closed the second meeting with no less cool statistics. 36 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks. Wow. By the way, this reaction was caused not only by me, but also LeBron, who said, "I'm also following him. Many have been called unicorns lately, but Wembanyama really looked like an alien. I don't remember anyone else with such a height and who would move so smoothly and gracefully around the playground." How tall is he there? 218 centimeters. How he drives the ball at the same time, throws with a step on the arc, performs 3-pointers, blocks. How does he do it? Such players appear once a generation. I wish him to avoid health problems, because now this is the most important thing. Even LeBron, who has seen the stars of the past, the present, and possibly the future, literally amazed by the combination of anthropometry and freshman skills. And this already tells us a lot. However, he wasn't the only one who was shocked by Victor. Stephen Curry said that Wembanyama is more like a Took player, jokingly called it cheating. It's hard to disagree here. Here's what Espen reported on the air. The level of tanking that we may see in the NBA this year, as many try to get in position, I think it might impact the trade deadline, as teams just don't want to be in position to be winning. That has an impact for contenders. Just imagine, now we are trying to discuss not how many games the team will have to win, but how many it will have to lose, because otherwise there's simply no way to go after Victor Wembanyama. If anything, the scale of this issue is now so acute that even Adam Silver warned the teams that are going to merge the season specifically in pursuit of a unique young man, which only confirms once again what kind of influence he already has on the neighbor, although he hasn't even arrived there yet. As for the predictions about where Victor might end up, it is too early to make any assumptions and conclusions. Maybe it will be the Pacers, maybe conditional Oklahoma, but regardless of where he will actually be drafted, one thing we can say right now: we all need to follow and observe Victor Wembanyama very closely. It is quite likely that he is already among those who will not just drag the NBA with him in the future, but will also be a player of a completely new formation. Those who will determine the vector of development of the league for many years to come. But whether it will turn out that way or not, in fact, we will find out very soon. Many thanks to everyone who watched this video to the end. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Be sure not to be lazy and write in the comments what you think about Victor after the 2 meetings played, because your opinion is really interesting to me. Thank you all for watching, and good luck.